So each day brings its own set of conditions. Today is high overcast, light winds, probably a good day to fly the paramotor around midday, but there is some thermal activity. It's just light. I'm hoping we can see the light stuff even easier. One way to find out. I've learned so much just watching the way the air interacts with things. This is a cool example of like the lee side of a mountain, but on a smaller scale. Luckily, air is scalable, so you can see where the lee side is and where the rotors are happening and ripping off the top and where the soft spots and the hard spots are. Now, this is real time. I didn't speed this up. I found a thermal core out in the yard. Now, look how light it is. There's almost no wind. This core is getting fed, and we're going to watch it again in fast motion. But you can see the core breaking off and just how it operates, how it sits still. And you can still see it release to the right there. Check that out. That's pretty cool. It does not take but just the tiniest bit of sunlight to heat the ground. You know, even if it's overcast, such as this case, the sun heats the ground, the thermals come up. Now, it gives us a good example of buoyancy to shear. There was almost no wind, so they weren't being sheared, even though they were light. You could walk by these thermals and just the wind that your body produced would break them to pieces. That's how light they were. So any amount of wind would tear them up, but just a good example. We're checking out this new mic buff. It's 40-something degrees. The ground is wet. The wind's blowing. Perfectly doable, but I don't want to do it. Not today. Hey, neighbor. So we're just gonna go out here in this wind and we're gonna see how this new mic buff sounds on this camera. This is not the GoPro, this is the Sony X3000. I just wanna see how it sounds, just talking in a normal voice outside with some wind. The wind used to buffet this mic quite badly, so I put this on here in an attempt to make the audio usable. There's also a speck on the lens. I wonder if you can see that. We'll see. This thing is super wide angle. It's got pretty good stabilization too. I'm walking with it on a selfie pole. This should be pretty good as far as I can tell. Ugh, cold and wet, like a dead hooker. That too far? It's probably too far. I listen to a lot of true crime. My apologies. Hey guys, so I came outside. I put some mic fuzz in the helmet there. I've got the additional battery pack on there. I just kind of bungeed it behind the GoPro, and we're gonna do another flight test. It's like there's always like 3 versions of anything you do, it seems. You try something, then you make it a little better. You see where it fails. It's just constant improvement and constant testing. So we're gonna try this setup out and see how she flies. Go up, kill the motor, do some power off glides. Just a quick little test. It's Sunday, everything's wet. It's kind of cold, but it's above that 50-degree mark, so I'm gonna take it and do a little midday flight. It's completely overcast. They're predicting rain chances to go up tonight, but for now the air is relatively calm. There's barely any movement. There's barely any movement to it at all. Just a nice gentle breeze, a gust here, a gust there. Nothing scary, all doable. So let's send it. This is how it sounds at idle on the ground, in case you're wondering. Sounds good, doesn't it? Because I've already done this test and I know. Stupid gloves. This is why I didn't really want to go. It's because I had to put gloves on. Wearing gloves sucks when you're trying to do this stuff. Looks like I got a bit of a crosswind. I had some southeast earlier. It was almost dead. Now it's northeast. I'm laid out 90 degrees. Hell, let's see if I can do it since I got the camera set up. We're gonna do a 90 degrees crosswind launch. See how this looks. I know when I pull this wing up, the right side's gonna want to turn into the wind. All right, so we're gliding now. I've got no power. Killed the engine. We're gonna see what this wind muff sounds like. Talking left and talking right. And my glasses are fogging up, so I know it's cold out. It's in the 40s easily. We're having Isaiah's 17th birthday party. It's going on as we speak. Looks like my landing approach is gonna bring me into some rotary areas. I might make a hybrid approach, come in a different way. Then again, because it's rotary, I'm gonna do an in-flight restart, I hope. Let's see here. Clear. Cranked right up. Anytime it's windy, I really like to land with some power. It just gives me that option. Like if I short it and I don't want to land in a mud hole, or I catch some wonkiness down low and need to add a little juice to it, well, I can do that. Yeah, it's about time to start cleaning the pool too. We just didn't mess with it this winter. Just let nature do what nature does. See, now the winds are favoring the southeast the way I took off. I like to reach up above the toggles whenever I'm coming in for a landing approach. nothing snagged on the helmet. I like it. I drug my head across it on purpose just to see how that would do. Something that happened, that my Velcro popped off. When I went to hit my kill switch, I couldn't do it, and I started squeezing throttle instead. Gloves, man, gloves. It's always the reason. My glasses are fogging up like rip. Gonna happen, just like torque. I hope you liked the video. I'm going to cut it here, put my stuff up, and get to the kids' birthday party. So, hey, thanks for coming along. Much love, everybody. Kyle out.